All right. Happy Tuesday, team. Today, I am presenting on your Holiday Survival Guide, the Nutrition and Exercise Edition. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the realities of holiday foods. We'll touch base on portion sizes and overall balance, how to eat intentionally this holiday season, exercise, every little bit counts, some mindful tips to de-stress this holiday season, and then some healthy holiday recipes. So first and foremost, everything that I'm going to go through in terms of the food and the calorie information and the nutritionals, this is something that I don't always go through with all of my one-on-one coaching clients. Sometimes we just talk more about how do we fuel our bodies in a way that nourishes us, that feels good, and not so much focused on the numbers. But I just wanted to kind of put some numbers into perspective today so you can just kind of get a big picture of things and what it looks like on your plate. So first and foremost, some realities of this holiday food. So fried turkey, I'm going to put together a meal for you, and then at the end, I'm going to tell you what the total is. So a 6-ounce serving, which is about 2 decks of cards put together, is about 383 calories. Mashed potatoes, 1 cup serving size, so the size of a baseball, is 237. Cornbread stuffing, half a cup, so half a baseball, is about 179. The gravy that goes along with it, 1 cup serving size, quite a bit of gravy, 121 calories. Spiral ham, 1 slice at 197. Sweet potatoes with marshmallows, a 1/4 cup. So a 1/4 cup, that's pretty small when we're talking about sweet potatoes here at 120. Green bean casserole, 2 tablespoons. So the size of a golf ball at 167. And then a dinner roll at 107. Some cranberry sauce to put with it at a 1/4 cup serving size at 104. And everything all together. So remember, this is just based on 1 serving, all the foods that I just showed you, and the total calories is 1615. So that's nearly a total day's worth of intake in terms of an average 2,000 calorie diet. So if we're looking at this, it's about 80% of total calorie intake. And again, this is dependent upon your individual needs. So you may need more healthy fats. And this is suggesting, but this is just to kind of, again, put things into perspective of total caloric intake that can occur in a single Thanksgiving meal. A couple other things I want to point out, the holiday drinks. So a lot of times I talk with my one-on-one coaching clients about eating your calories versus drinking your calories and eating the nourishment instead of drinking it. So this is an important point because not a lot of people know how many calories and how much sugar and how much carbohydrates are within these beverages that you're consuming. And if you're consuming them on a regular basis, this is something that maybe is causing some irritation and inflammation in your gut and something to be addressed. So peppermint mocha, while tasty, brings in a whopping 470 calories for 16 ounces. That's 2 cups. Pumpkin spice frappuccino at 470, same amount. Margarita is about 9 ounces at 408 calories, and then eggnog, 1 cup, is about 350. So you can see I've got the carbs listed here as well, and this isn't even just talking about the straight sugar intake that is coming from these beverages. So try to eat your food instead of drink your food. If you want to enjoy a beverage like this, then maybe it's having it in small doses or having it once in a blue moon or one time this holiday season. I talk to my one-on-one coaching clients a lot about the PVCF method. And while I won't go into too much details on this, I just want to point out when you're looking at your plate, if you can aim for a balance this holiday season and this Thanksgiving and overall the rest of the holidays to come, having a protein, a vegetable, a carb, and a fat on your plate. Eating intentionally. Let's talk a little bit about the reasons and the ways that we eat. The most effective and sanity-preserving tool for holiday eating may also be the simplest one. So eat slowly and stop when you're satisfied instead of feeling stuffed, uncomfortable. This strategy really helps you avoid overeating for 2 main reasons. Really, 1 from a physiological standpoint and 2 from a psychological standpoint. So from a physiological, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for your digestive tract to really let your brain know that you're satisfied. So there's a little bit of a lag in communication. It takes time for your body to say, hey, I'm actually eating something. Slowing down a meal allows that to happen before you overeat. And from a psychological standpoint, when you slow down, you sense into, you savor the flavor of your foods, you feel content with much less. And I'm not saying much less in terms of saying eat less, move more, like you hear all the time. It's more of eating enough to satisfy your needs. And most of the time, that's less than what you typically would consume on a holiday. This means that you'll eat less, but enjoy what you've eaten even more. Eating intentionally continued here. So benefits of eating slowly. You have better digestion, you have better hydration, because sometimes when you take a break from eating, you're going to take a sip of water, so you're helping your body stay hydrated. Weight loss or maintenance can help with eating slow, or can be a result of eating slowly. And then greater satisfaction with meals. So from the improved digestion point, think of digestion as a chain reaction. As soon as we see, smell, or think about food, we start to salivate to prepare our bodies for that breakdown of nutrients. Salivate contains the enzymes that, again, moisten the food and then help your body break down the protein, carbs, and fats that you're consuming. Your stomach then starts to secrete more acid, which again furthers the breakdown process. And then your intestines get ready for peristalsis. And peristalsis is just a fancy word for movement, moving things through your body as you're consuming them. So if we rush this process, if you're eating so quickly, less than that 15-minute time frame, and then you're moving on to grab your second plate, you're really forcing your GI, your gastrointestinal tract, to deal with food before it's prepared to do so. So allowing yourself more time will allow your body to do its job in a timely fashion that it needs to. Better hydration. Good hydration helps to maintain balance of your body's fluids, energizes muscles, helps keep your kidneys and bowels working more efficiently, and really helps to improve the appearance of your skin. So eating slowly can help to increase water consumption during meals, like I was saying before, kind of putting down your fork, taking a sip of water, and in between the two, being able to hydrate your body in that way. Drinking at least 8 ounces before the start of a meal. This kind of preps your body. It's almost like a priming stage to allow your body to get ready for what's to come, the digestion process. And it also helps your body feel satisfied longer. So if you've ever eaten a meal on an empty stomach without drinking any water, you tend to maybe consume more than if you would have drank some water, ate the meal, and continue to drink water throughout, because it helps to fill up that space also in your stomach as you're digesting and breaking down that food. Smaller portions. You can see the daddy, the mama, and the baby bear meals here in the picture. Eating slowly helps you eat less, like we've talked about, helps you feel more satisfied with less, even hours after. There's that brain-gut connection and that association by slowing down. And then it gives your body more time to recognize that you're full, because how often are you, again, rushing through the process and then feeling like it catches up with you? So you're like, oh my gosh, now I'm really full and I just ate way too quickly. So 20 minutes we talked about for that satiety signal, extra calories ingested just based on time to register that your body no longer required food. Allow your body to do its job. Eating slowly, again, helps you feel more satisfied, and we've talked about this with the taste, textures, and mouthfeel. So something I have my clients do, sometimes we'll take like an almond or a raisin, and we'll eat it very mindfully, intentionally, by looking at it, smelling it, tasting it, rolling around in our mouth, and then taking a bite. And what you notice about the taste, the textures, and the mouthfeel is actually quite astonishing, because you may not notice as you're consuming on a regular basis that almonds are actually very sweet, or that raisins have that pruny texture on your tongue. I can see those things, but those might not be things that you notice in your mouth until you actually slow down that process. Eating intentionally, so eating slowly and savoring each bite. Use smaller plates. Don't skip meals on the big party day. So this goes back to that nourishment. If you're intentionally not eating anything and saving up for that big meal, your stomach is then shrinking down, right? But it's really causing this internal turmoil of, okay, I don't want to eat anything beforehand, but then I'm going to overeat, and then I'm feeling like the guilty and the remorse afterwards. So just kind of try to be as normal as possible with your day while enjoying the foods that the holiday season brings. Maybe you might eat before you go if you're visiting with family, because if you're hungry, we want to honor your hunger. Focus on whole food vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, lean protein sources. Making family and friends, not food, your focus. And while there may be meals that are part of your holiday traditions and a part of your social gatherings, and really maybe some of the highlights of your holidays, we want to remember the sole purpose of the holiday season, and that's really giving back to the people that we love most and want to spend time with the most. Be mindful of alcohol intake. This is another great topic. I'll talk a little bit more to this in following slides. Alcohol tends to increase food consumption. So when we aren't completely aware of everything that's going on or aren't our 100% focused, we tend to overindulge or overconsume on other things, therefore kind of causing an increase in both directions. Stay hydrated by drinking water. I'm going to be honest with you, I bring my water bottle with me everywhere and have been pointed out that I brought it to weddings, I brought it to showers, I brought it to friends' houses. So I bring mine with me everywhere because I like to stay hydrated. All right, let's talk a little bit about exercise. So what are some of the benefits of exercise that we already know about? Helps to improve your mood and your sleep, improves your blood pressure, can also increase your metabolism, I was going to say metabolic rate, decrease fat storage, and improve nutrient uptake. So a lot of benefits when it comes to exercise in general, but why am I talking about this in times of the holiday season? So some of the other things to point out: improved strength coordination and increasing bone density and strength. So during the holidays, this is a time when we typically see a 7 to 10 pound weight gain across the next few months here. So expending energy and maintaining muscle mass, therefore again sustains that metabolic rate and therefore increasing your metabolism. Holiday stress. Exercise can be a great way to reduce stress by releasing those feel-good endorphin hormones. In addition, it also provides an outlet to release built-up stress that can often lead to overeating. So the less time you're spending near the food in the kitchen and the more time you're spending moving your body in ways that you love and enjoy and feel good, that is kind of the trade-off there. So a good trade-off. Seasonal depression. So obviously there are less daylight hours right now, especially if you live in the Midwest or up north. And seasonal depression is running high right now. So although exercise can't make the days longer, it can help reduce those depressive symptoms and elevate your mood. All right, exercise also provides structure. So one of the main culprits associated with stress, depression, and weight gain is a reduction in structure within our daily routines. Think about it. If you're rushing around, and maybe you're not going to be as rushed this holiday season, so that's going to be a little bit of a benefit for some of us, is that we have less places to run around to, and we have a little bit more control over our food and our intake. Maybe you're staying home and cooking a meal between just your family. But anyways, and so with the routines, it helps to create that consistency. So if you're used to being an avid exerciser and this is something that you do on a regular basis, try to maintain that structure throughout the holidays. So it also will help you face the upcoming demands and provide you with stability and comfort. Daily routines help us stay on track with our food intake, stabilize our circadian rhythm, so that's sleep and awake hours, and then aid in the maintenance of sleep schedules and provide a stable backdrop to our day, thereby offering a framework in which we can prioritize the demands put upon us. Okay, how do I fit in exercise? Ashley, I'm so busy. How do I fit it in? First and foremost, keep it simple. Okay, keep it simple. Remember that every little bit counts. If you and your family decide to go out for a walk after the meal, or you go out to play a pickup game of flag football, or just want to go walk at the nearest forest preserve, getting outside and just doing something fun with family can be a great way to get a little bit of movement in the day and some exercise. And then this is a little bit about some movements that you can do at home. So these are all body weight exercises. So jumping jacks, wall sits, push-ups, abdominal crunches done in a safe way by maintaining good core strength and supporting your back. Stepping up onto a chair with one leg, that really works your quad muscles. Squats, that is not great form, so make sure you keep your chest upright, chin upright, look into the horizon. Tricep dips, plank, high knees, running in place, lunges, push-ups with a rotation, so this is pushing up and then rotating your body to the side, and a side plank. These are just some ideas of ways you can move your body where you don't need a gym, where most of the gyms are closed during Christmas Day or New Year's Day, and it's an opportunity to just gain some strength and some movement in while you're at home. So in summary about all we talked about today, preparing for your outing. Eat healthy leading up to your holiday outing or holiday dinner. Balance your meals by including your vegetables, your lean protein, healthy fats, and some smart carbs. Make your plate colorful. And beware of some sugary foods that may have a habit of making us crave even more rich and sugary foods, leaving us feeling bloated, sick, and uncomfortable. So kind of pick and choose the things that you really do truly want to have during the holiday season. There's a plethora of sweets that surround us, or maybe someone makes this and Uncle Joe makes that. So if you know what you're going to be around, then maybe you start thinking about that now of what you're going to want to savor the flavor with and enjoy most without overindulging and then feeling uncomfortable afterwards. So make it a point to have some healthy snacks present too, and some raw vegetables. This year I am making a turkey vegetable tray, so it's in the shape of a turkey, and that will also help us get in those veggies and just in a fun way to support the holiday. Be mindful of alcohol intake. So as these empty calories can really add up, and you are the one that's in control of your eating habits. So it's okay to say no. You don't have to say yes to everyone that offers you a food or beverage. If you aren't hungry, then say so. Don't get bullied into eating things that you don't really care for or don't want to enjoy. When you feel full, stop eating. One of the things that I always use, and this is just me personally because I grew up with gut issues, is if someone was trying to offer me something and they weren't taking the hint, I'd say, you know what, I would be in the bathroom the rest of the day if I chose to eat that, so I prefer not to. And then they kind of walked away and didn't ask me again. So a little trick of the trade, but that's my own personal experience. Okay, putting into action here. So take inventory. Identify all the situations right now that make it difficult for you to eat healthy during the holiday season. Is it office parties or food courts at the shopping mall or food gatherings or extra baking and cooking at home? What is challenging for you? And maybe this year the challenges are different than they have ever been. Plan of attack, for example, bring a healthy dish to share, be that example. Don't go shopping on an empty stomach, that's a big one. Plan to exercise and try to aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. I also like to talk about a reward system. So rewarding yourself by establishing a way to keep you motivated. So one example I use is depositing money into a jar for every time you follow through with your healthy habits or the plan that you have for yourself. For example, let's say exercise is one of them and you wanted to maintain exercise structure during your holiday season. And every time you exercise, you put $1 or $2 into a jar. And then after the holidays, you can go and treat yourself to something special and be able to, take advantage of the sales that are going on this time of year. Also, stay positive. Everybody makes mistakes, and it's okay. Even the most disciplined person slips up. And so what I'm trying to teach you here is that I don't want you to stress if you have a mishap. It's critical just to get back on track, not necessarily the next day, but just the next meal, the next eating opportunity that you have. You don't have to say, oh, this day was a complete wash, forget about it. The next opportunity you have to eat or drink something is the next chance for you to be able to eat intentionally and mindfully and evaluate really if you want that food or beverage. Remember what the holidays are truly for. It's a time for you and your family to give thanks, to be thankful for a great life. Keeping it that way is in your hands. So a couple recipes that I want to share with you, and some that I've made in past years. Cauliflower stuffing, balsamic olive oil, braised green beans, that's a good one. The rosemary, garlic, roasted cabbage steaks, roasted cod and pineapple with glazed acorn, the garlic sage mashed cauliflower. I've made that a bunch of times, really good. That's supposed to be maple, maple walnut apple crisp. And if you'd like any of these recipes, please email me or send me a message and I'd be happy to share them with you. The last thing I'm going to talk about is a great organization called Fox Valley Food for Health. This is Giving Tuesday, if you didn't know it. I'm giving the gift of an organic meal, and I'm asking if you will join me. A little bit about my experience with Fox Valley Food for Health. I am on the advisory board for this organization and have had an amazing experience teaching. I used to teach in-person cooking classes with this organization and helping raise money for cancer patients and their families, as well as those who are going through a difficult and challenging time, whether it's cancer or another health condition that they're experiencing going through with their families. So Fox Valley Food for Health's team of adult volunteers and team chefs provide organic healing meals to family in the Fox Valley area struggling with a health crisis like cancer. The nutrient-rich meals not only give healing support in their time of need, but provide their families with an opportunity to share a meal together without the stress of preparation. So if you can imagine trying to cope and deal with a new diagnosis of cancer, and your family is trying to support you, but maybe you're the lead person that usually does the cooking in your house. Imagine the challenge there of how you're feeling and what you're going through and what you're experiencing. And this organization just does such a beautiful job of stepping in when families need help most. So $10 will provide one meal to one person on the program. If 7 people can give $10, they'll provide 1 week of meals for an individual in our program. So my goal is to provide 7 weeks of meals by raising $525, and I'm asking if you'll help me provide the gift of a healing meal this Giving Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody. Make it a good one.